I got from one of the kids was, how do you, what's your position? How are you going to help jobs in the economy in Southern Illinois? And I said, well, people have to understand in Southern and Central Illinois that we are energy central. Our focus should be on the entirety on the energy infrastructure. And as you think about that position, I know you'll end up agreeing. Here's a couple points. I asked them, do you know where two of the 10 biggest construction projects in the country are? Of course they didn't know. It was kind of unfair to ask them that. But one's in my district, and one's in Wood River, which is right on the border of my district. One is the Prairie State Energy Campus, which has over 2,000 construction jobs right now, building a coal mine and building a power plant. And the rural electric cooperatives are part of that capital investment. There's over 2,000 blue-collar, high-paying, good health benefit jobs, and these folks are coming from all over the country. In fact, when I've been there twice, when I was there last, about 6 months ago, one of the workers I talked to came out of North St. Louis, commuted every day because they're concrete guys, they're steel workers, they're iron workers, they're carpenters, you name it, and they're on that job site. That is so that's an example of, in this bad economy, that the energy infrastructure is so helpful in keeping jobs. The other one, a lot of people don't know this, ConocoPhillips refinery in Wood River, once it's full blown in its expansion, 4,000 jobs, temporary jobs, to build the expansion, which in essence is bringing down oil from the Canadian tar sands. There's a pipeline being built. I think some of you follow the pipeline issue. There's actually two routes, one through northern Illinois straight down, the other one comes through Iowa, Missouri, and cuts back over. A pipeline's being built to move oil sand to the refinery so it can get it refined. And that's all the right reasons. Decrease our reliance on imported crude oil, have another source of supply, we're not worried about hurricanes in the Gulf, shutting down refineries, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So those thousands of jobs are related. So when the student asked me about what's jobs and the job focus, I talked about these two, and that's what we ought to be doing. We've got possible coal mines being permitted in Hamilton County, one in Christian County, and so these capital expenditures really rely upon some certainty at the federal level. The cap and tax provision provides great uncertainty in the fossil fuel industry because they can't predict what the actual cost will be. And if you can't predict the cost, you can't predict the return. So you can't make, it's tough to make the cost-benefit analysis and we're talking about billions of dollars. We're not talking about millions. The ConocoPhillips expansion is $3.5 billion just for the refinery itself. The Prairie State campus is going to be around $4 billion. So that's real money and a huge risk for uncertainty. So the cap and tax, the national energy tax, is based upon the premise that one, carbon dioxide is hazard to human health, which is a false scientific claim. Carbon dioxide is what we breathe out. Breathe in oxygen, we breathe out carbon dioxide. It is a major food for photosynthesis. It's not a toxic emission. It's not like nitrous oxide. It's not like sulfur dioxide. It's not like particulate matter. And so based upon this shaky scientific premise, they want to charge us more for fossil fuel use, which affects your local tax bill from this community because the cost of lighting up this room will go up, which means you've got great stewardship here in the community, but the community leaders have to balance the budget, something the federal government doesn't have to do. We should, but we don't. they will have to say, we either got to cut services or we're going to raise property taxes because utility rates are going up. Again, remember, this is based upon a false premise. So everything has an energy cost to it. And the reality is, under a national energy tax, everything goes up. There's nothing that doesn't go up. And the argument to do this is then to move to green power, which would be solar, wind. And we all, I don't have a problem with that. But to make the claim that that is the future salvation of our energy needs of our country is being very disingenuous. Because it's not reliable, it's very, very expensive, and what this country needs is strong, powerful, what we call baseload generation to meet the everyday needs of our energy needs, which is baseload. And so what the Republicans have tried to do, and I've been the leader on this, is what do we talk about energy? Our energy debate is on national security. Decrease our reliance on imported crude oil. Obviously, that means all the above. That means expand the nuclear power portfolio of this country. We haven't built a new nuclear power plant in 25 years. It's ridiculous that we haven't done that. Incentivize power plants like Prairie State that are the most efficient, cleanest coal-fired power plants that we've seen in the country going on right now. Work on the infrastructure on natural gas and have that be available for the peaking, the high peak requirements. The Christian County power plant that's not, I don't like to say it's being built because it's not, but it's very, very close to moving dirt. And that's going to be great technology of taking Illinois coal, turning into natural gas, a coal gasification issue. They will burn the gas for electricity generation. Actually, what they'll do is put the gas into a turbine, a jet engine, and that jet engine will create electricity. And the excess coal gas will go into the pipeline for home heating. So it's great technology. Those are great jobs. They will be great to help the local tax bases, the local communities. That's why this fight is so critical. And some people have been saying, well, is that fight is that overcome by events because of all the other debate on healthcare? The answer is no. Because I don't want people to be so focused on just the healthcare debate that they're able to sneak these provisions by. So, my job is to make sure that I inform the public, cast my vote, be held accountable for those votes, and then in that process, make sure that I slow up their process in a direction that I don't think my constituents want us to go. So, we will be vigilant on this national energy tax, this cap and tax provision. I had a meeting over in St. Louis with a colleague of mine who's running for Senate in Missouri, named Roy Blunt, and we met with small businesses around the round table. All of them were telling about the devastating effects of raising additional revenue on the fossil fuel infrastructure would affect them, from a bakery to a plastic manufacturer to a trucking company. The Illinois Farm Bureau was there and talking about the agricultural sector, all opposed to this. And we just appreciate the time and the opportunity to be here.